Hello there, people. That'll make sense when we get to it. Trust me. Anyhow, how are we, people? Good. Hopefully, if you're somebody new that comes across this, hopefully this will help you to understand what real people are going through, what real people have been going through, and also to help clarify some aspects of what people like myself investigate, so that you can clarify it for yourself and you can move forward with a clearer understanding of what you maybe believe to be true, and how you can eradicate those faulty beliefs and come into the realms of reality and proper, true scientific investigation. So I'm going to get to that in a wee minute. I just want to quickly touch on the earlier video and play a wee short clip, and just have a wee quick discussion before I move into the topic of the Earth's dimensions. This is still in regards to the coronavirus thing that's going on. So I spoke a wee bit about policing by consent earlier on, so I just want to share this wee quick video and offer up what I was thinking. So, hello people, I'll get to these in a second.
One of the fundamental principles of policing in the United Kingdom is that we police with the consent of the public.
Police with the consent of the public.
This is something we should all cherish and fight to maintain, whatever the challenges the UK faces. It has never been a more important principle than it is today.
There's a difference between people's consent to having a police force, and a difference between policing by consent in regards to statutes, acts, i.e. legislations, because these are added on extras for society, lobbied through, kangaroo court systems, corrupt politicians and private interest groups, adding these things called statutes, acts, legislations that have got nothing to do with common law jurisdiction. That being that you mind your own business, you look after yourself, unless you steal something from somebody or physically assault somebody. That is the two primary factors of policing. That is where my consent lies. If that is what we're investigating, that being criminality, somebody's robbed you or assaulted you, then of course I consent that we have something in place to, do something about that. But even deeper philosophically, I don't even know if I fully agree with it, but for all intents and purposes right now, I'll say that my consent's there. But in regards to the rest of it, it's got nothing to do with pursuing any lawful interest. It's got nothing to do with it whatsoever. These statutes, acts and legislations allow corruption and the oppression of your rights and freedoms. Okay? Now again, people are actively consenting to give the police the authority to enact these things, but they are willfully participating in them by, playing the game of interacting with them, giving details, representing the straw man known as the title that you were given at birth, your registration, your birth certificate. So people need to understand the separations of these things, but we'll get to it a wee bit. Hold on.
Restrictions the Prime Minister announced last night to minimise the spread of coronavirus are there is today. The restrictions it has never been a more important principle than it is today. The restrictions the Prime Minister announced last night to minimise the spread of coronavirus are there to help save lives. We can only do this with the support of the public.
It talks about common sense and then talks about, a Prime Minister, some politician, some stranger announcing restrictions that are no based in common sense. Totally the opposite. The very same Prime Minister told everybody that it was only people with respiratory disease and the vulnerable, that being the elderly, that they had a risk factor for. Right? So this man's not applying common sense here right now.
Majority of whom will accept these rules and will treat them with the seriousness that the situation...
The vast majority will accept these rules, right? Because that's all you can do is, again, comes to your consent. Does it make sense to you? Is it okay for you to go to a scenic destination to have a walk and exercise? Away from people? Of course, that's common sense, based on what they're telling you about wee invisible aliens jumping from one person to another, causing infection of coronavirus.
Requires. I'm appealing to you to abide by the principles of policing with consent and to follow these restrictions to the letter.
So he's appealing to you follow by the rules of policing by consent, because he knows the sketch.
If people do not adhere to the guidance, we will move to enforcement. But I am confident this will only be for a small minority and when absolutely necessary.
So that's a threat. That's a threat. And here I pose the question. Just so I am clear, common sense is applied by me. My right to decide what is best for me and my health. If I get in my car or motorcycle and drive to a scenic location for exercise and remain at a distance from anyone else and refuse to comply with requests by police, will you then enforce a legislation and physically arrest me, even though I do not consent? I think we deserve clarity. Am I being disconnected again? It's just coming up telling me I was disconnected. So I'll repeat it. People don't have clarity on what you're stating here.
Refer to the gov.uk website, which has lots of information about coronavirus. My colleagues are doing an amazing job in very difficult circumstances.
Loads of information about coronavirus, the sniffles and a cough, same as people get every other fucking year. Where is the actual physical tests?
And are putting themselves at potential risk. I need you to follow the restrictions to the letter, otherwise people are going to die unnecessarily.
There we go, the emotional appeal. This is their sway, this is their rhetoric, their sophistry. Otherwise people are going to die. So you're telling me if I get in my car and I go to up the Braes, away from city, away from people, you're telling me that partaking in that is going to cause people to die? And then you're standing there talking about common sense, really?
The NHS is also working around the clock and risking their own lives in order to save others. Please follow this guidance for your own health and for the sake of everyone. Thank you.
Very good. Very good. So I've asked them. Let me refresh that to see if I got any response. Oh no, it's buffering. Am I even fucking live? I don't even know. I can't check. It's not my fucking fault if they want to tell lies and bullshit people about where they live and all this rubbish that's going on. It's not my fault. Why should I be punished for pointing out the obvious? I don't even know if I'm talking to a piece of plastic here. Well, I'm talking to a piece of plastic. I just don't know if you can hear me. I'll check in a wee second. This is all of a sudden on a Saturday evening. Issues. Buffering constantly. That chat box moving. No. I'm just waiting to see my comment comes up here. It's came up. Well, still no response. Must be too busy. Are we out trying to catch coronavirus? Oh, let's get all our top investigators. Right, have we got an identity of this coronavirus? Aye, it's this wee horrible looking monster thing. Right, get out there. Best investigators, let's go and capture it, the criminal bastard. They must all be away busy. Forensics and fucking clues. Has anybody seen it? Have you seen this wee purple, hairy-legged looking thing running about anywhere? Please get in touch. Call Crime Stoppers if you see this wee mutant, because it's possessing people and giving them the sniffles and the cough. I don't even know if I'm on. Could somebody text me or something and let me know what's happening here? Because I'm totally blind to what's going on. I'm just getting buffering. If you can hear me. Oh, there I'm there. I want to refresh to see what happens here. Same as last Saturday. Same shite all the time. I can only apologise, people, if there's anybody there, but I'm just not going to speak if it's just speaking to the plastic. Being disconnected constantly and my stream is in and out. Cheers for that.